Dad's room reeks so bad, it's probably a health hazard. How do we convince him to clean up? Hey all, my 61 male dad sleeps in his own room downstairs ever since my mom, 63 female, caught him cheating. That's another story.
I want to read that story.
Yeah. And the state of his room has declined in the almost 20 years since that event. 20 years. You still living with your mom for 20 years?
Yeah. Like, maybe it was like a generation, like we don't divorce type situation, but we're just going to co-inhabitate.
That's crazy.
Cohabitate.
The exposition to my problem is rather long, but a fun read. So if you'd like to skip, just search for the next paragraph. He always neglected personal hygiene, but it wasn't always as rancid as it's come to be. By the way, this comes from JCJC on the OKstorytime subreddit. So it was 2008 when he was exiled to the room, and I remember him bringing the family couch in there to use for sleeping. I suppose we figured he would get a mattress eventually to replace the couch, but that same couch is still in there today. 2024.
Okay, it's not 20 years later.
That couch was probably bought in 2000. That's 24 years later.
What?
2024.
Oh,
couch was probably bought in
2008 when he moved into
It was 2008 when he exiled to that room, but they're saying the couch has been there.
Oh, okay, got it.
It's older than a lot of my friends, and he's sleeping on it. It's never been washed since he brought it into the cave, not once. Granted, he isn't sleeping directly on the couch raw. He's got some sheets, but they aren't fitted couch sheets. They're bed sheets.
He's like, they're not raw dogging it.
Yeah, he's not just touching the couch. I just know those sheets are slipping off the couch regularly, and the couch is unearthed, getting a fresh new layer of oil and grime from the day's activities. I'm actually baffled that his back still works since that couch isn't really that comfy. I wonder if he's forgotten the pleasure of how a bed feels to lie on.
You don't remember.
He's like, I've forgotten the soft caress of my bed. Anyway, he told me today he washes his sheets about every 8 weeks? 2 months? No. That's nasty. However, knowing him, he's definitely shaving a few weeks off that estimate so it doesn't sound as bad. Last time I looked at his pillow, it had reddish brown stains, blood, and carried a yellow hue, oil. He has eczema and can be prone to little sores, bleeding, I suppose. But I think sleeping on something Nurgle would enjoy isn't a great situation when you have skin issues.
Is that the dad's name is Nurgle?
No, it's like, I think there's like a monster or something named Nurgle.
What? What do you?
I'm assuming it's some kind of disgusting monster. And OP's like, sleeping on something that like this disgusting monster would like is not good for her dad.
Okay, got it.
Also, it doesn't help that when he gets home, he fries food in a bunch of butter with garlic and onion and brings that into his room and lets it rot a while.
What does that mean? What do you mean you're letting it rot?
I don't like that. Like, of course, the 2 most pungent ingredients are his favorite, and I love garlic and onion myself, but man, just bring the dishes up after you're done, for goodness sake.
But this guy's living like the bachelor life, and he's like 62.
I think he only sometimes showers in the morning. Really adds to the ambiance of it all. I know a lot of people shower in the morning, but I think that doesn't work well for him when he comes home from work all sweaty. My mom showers in the morning as well, but her room is not a cesspool, and she's overall much more hygienic. I am a morning shower.
I'm both.
You do 2?
I took 2 showers. The first one in the morning I clean with soap.
Yeah.
And at night I just wet my body because it helps me go to sleep.
I do morning shower unless I've done some sort of physical activity. Like after I go climbing, I'll just do a little soap down because I got a lot of chalk on me. Anyway, moving on from the couch, the rest of the room is declining as well. The floor has this dark green carpet that gets vacuumed maybe twice a year, usually by my mom, by the way. Oh, funny story. I saw brown patties on the floor in there. It was dog poop that was stepped on so many times due to it existing there for so long. My dog is potty trained, so I'm not sure why he pooped in there. Perhaps the stench suggested he was allowed to do his business in there. And to be fair, my dad will pee in cups, seeing as it's just too inconvenient to stand up and walk about 15 feet to the bathroom downstairs. This is...
What?
Why is he still living there if he's not even... it doesn't seem like him and the mom are still married.
Dude, yeah, there's piss in cups.
I don't blame my dog for mistaking the room for a bathroom, honestly. I do worry about mold hiding in that room, though.
Yeah.
I think you have to get your dad to therapy.
Yeah, what's going on?
Very quickly.
That's like
the fact that this has been going on for 20 years.
The quintessential sign of depression if they're living in it's like stench.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
And urine.
My dad has a side gig working on people's fish tanks, and naturally he set up one in his room. It was a cute saltwater tank with some live coral and clownfish. Over time, algae obstructed the view until the glass was completely dark green. I hope they didn't suffer long. No pet deserves to be neglected immediately after being acquired. But I can't imagine his neglect would extend further if this tank had any sort of leak. He absolutely would ignore a leak if he managed to even notice first of all, to avoid doing any labor at home when he gets time to relax. The real kicker to this is when my brother's girlfriend gave us her old, but still totally nice, mattress for my dad to replace the couch with, and it's been rotting in the garage for at least 2 months now. Not even shielded with a plastic cover. At first, his excuse was that his room was too full of randomly stored items of everyone, so it became my mom and I's responsibility to move that stuff out so there was room for a bed. His excuse today was that he didn't have any time. I get it. Time is not abundant, but my dude, you sit in your room for at least 3 or 4 hours a day watching TV on your phone or napping. Yeah, like, truly, I think the solution, like, you need to somehow get him some help.
This is not an issue.
This is a mental health crisis.
Agree.
Yeah.
This is not an issue of cleanliness. This is not an issue of like hygiene. This is like something's
deeply wrong.
Yeah, something's going wrong.
Yes.
And I can't imagine that your dad shows up to his room like this and doesn't show up to the rest of his life and the rest of his relationships, including you, with the same amount of whatever is happening there.
I think there is a level of dirtiness that, sometimes people are dirty. Sometimes you have different standard of cleanliness. But at this point, it's gotten to like this is.
Yeah, if there's poop on the floor, if there's urine in cups, if there's food rotting, something's going on.
Yeah.
I want to hear more context on like what your guys' relationship is, because I can't imagine him having any positive relationships in his life if his room is like this. And I'm not saying that is an insult. I'm saying
it's just like it's impossible to have that
for him. Yeah.
Mom and I took a lot of stuff out of your room as well to help you, but I'm not touching that couch. Sorry. If we took that couch outside and burned it, I think the oil would make it burn for 8 magical days. But he's not bothered by any of this, at least not to my knowledge. He's seemingly not embarrassed either, but I sure am when I bring home friends. One friend even took a picture of the vacant room like it was some Nat Geo habitat.
It's like at a museum. They're like, ooh,
wow,
as they walk by.
It's kind of rude, but the level of stank it had rose into since yesterday is what prompted me to write this. It's so sour and pungent, I can smell it clearly at the top of the stairs and even faintly in the kitchen. When he came home, his odor filled most of the upstairs up quickly, and with my room across from his downstairs, my little sanctuary is being assaulted from the olid essence of my father. He told me the cat litter is to blame. No, it's not the cat litter.
It might be the cat litter.
It's honestly, did you think about the cat litter?
Did you
take out the cat
litter?
litter? It seems like it could be the cat litter.
Possibly the cat litter.
It's absolutely a human-derived stench. So tell me, Reddit, if there is something we can do. I'm not aware of any mental illness he suffers from. Perhaps there is one, but he'll never go to the doctors for a diagnosis or go on medicine to treat it. We have helped him clean his room to an extent, but that should not be our responsibility for a grown man who has previously held a janitorial position cleaning bathrooms for others, but comes home and neglects his own. By the way, we would never neglect you. If you join us live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok, just tap our profile. But there is a little bit left. I forgot to mention there's no windows in his room to vent out the smell. Also, I know I made jokes about the smell and the state of his room, but I truly am worried and care about his well-being. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here seeking help. All people deserve a clean place to sleep. He has no sanctuary. He's a stubborn man. I don't think he cares much what my mom and I have to say. How can we break through and convince him to clean regularly? Is this just his personality, or could there be an underlying cause? I think there absolutely is an underlying cause. Oops, sorry.
I don't think it's a personality trait to just neglect yourself. No. I think that, that stems from, if you're treating your room like that, I can't imagine how you treat yourself internally.
Yeah.